Okay, so
Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, so as I recall, we were getting ready to start the committees last time.
Yes, page 11.
Page 11, okay. And we got through the general part of it and we're waiting for the standing committees. Is that right? Do people remember?
Correct. Yeah, that is correct. We stopped at the end of Article 6, Section 1. At the
Okay,
bottom of page 10 is where we stopped. So we're top of page 11 at Section 2.
okay. And so I guess the thing we need to decide is what committees we recommend that there be. And I can tell you my recommendation and then other people can chime in. I like having an executive committee, and an executive committee is the cabinet and all the committee chairs. And that actually was a good meeting to have. We stopped doing them after COVID, and everything's been done by the cabinet, but I think it's good to have meetings with the committee chairs and the cabinet. Policy committee, I think, is a necessary committee, and it's pretty self-explanatory, making recommendations on policy to the SDPD. It has continuing education committee, and I would combine that with the training committee. So you do training and then continuing education.
yeah.
But training is also recruitment.
But it had it under the recruitment committee, but I'm suggesting that we put training back with continuing education so that all of the training, ongoing and that ongoing and initial all be together.
That totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. So we would change F to just recruitment committee.
Right.
And we'll put training up on C.
And I think community outreach committee is a good one to have. Even though we have a community outreach coordinator, I think it's helpful to have a committee that looks specifically at that function. The rules committee, I think, is a good one as well to look at revisions to our bylaws and procedures. Recruitment is a good one to have. Well, and let me reframe that as I'm hoping that we can reinstitute a process similar to what the old CRB did of recruiting candidates for the CPP and interviewing those candidates and making recommendations to the city council. And it says in the implementation ordinance that we may have we do have the ability to make nominations, and we have to have a procedure for doing so. What the old CRB did was we had a recruitment committee, and then we had periodic orientation sessions so that people in the community who were interested in knowing what we did could come and find out, what it entailed, what the time commitment was, etc. And then if they were still interested after the orientation, then we had them submit a resume, and we had the recruitment committee interviewed them, much like you would interview a employee with standard questions and so forth, and rating them. And then we made recommendations to, well, back then it was the mayor's office, now it would be the city council. And so I would suggest that we continue doing that, and maybe enhance the duties to include interviewing and selecting nominees to the city council for vacancies, and those vacancies could be as people resign from the commission for whatever reason, and as people decide not to seek reappointment.
You want to restate that? Interviewing and selecting nominees.
Yeah, interviewing and selecting,
Wait. Are we looking somewhere on this document?
no, I'm just,
F. He's adding
it'd be
just
part of
F.
F, yeah, so F would be recruitment committee. And
Scroll down, Alina, to past E. There
say
we
it
go.
again.
Yeah, I just want to be able to see it on the screen. So recruitment committee, yep.
Okay, and so the recruitment committee would not only recruit and provide information systems, but they would also interview and make recommendations to the city council.
Right, so the language change would be the recruitment committee and get rid of and training. Yeah, right there.
Right. And we can go back and do the language. I was just suggesting what committees I thought we needed, that we can go back and look at them individually. And the only other one that I would add, and people may have other ones, would be a personnel committee.
How is that different from recruitment?
Well, recruitment is for commissioners. The personnel is for staff.
Oh, I see.
I completely disagree. You're talking about like for the executive director position or for other personnel, because that's the job of the executive director, and I don't think we should be mucking around in there.
To assist the executive director in developing job descriptions, interviewing candidates, perhaps the personnel committee could be the first interview, could facilitate the annual evaluation of the executive director, which is a requirement under the bylaws.
Yeah, I can see the commission and a committee of the commission. It could be the executive committee having responsibility for reviewing the executive director. But when it comes to the rest of the personnel, that's the job of the executive director.
Well, I agree with you 100%.
I don't think that we should be involved in other staff.
I want to comment on that, and that is that since there'll be city employees, city personnel rules will apply, and I don't think that we should be involved in implementing personnel rules or, trying to apply personnel rules to the recruitment process of staff. So I think we should leave that to the executive director.
And maybe we can add to the executive committee when we're dealing with the language, but specifying some roles of the executive committee as it pertains to the interrelationship with the executive director, when or if we ever get a new one.
Don't go with this if.
Well, Doug's got a good point about, we do have a duty and obligation to evaluate the executive director, and I'm assuming the deputy director as well. So
no, because the
Not
deputy
the
director
deputy.
Not
would
just the
would
executive.
be evaluated by the executive director.
Okay, so, but anyway, that we should squeeze that language in somewhere.
Yeah, I'm suggesting that the executive committee, that be one
that.
of the executive committee.
Yeah,
In
that sounds-
nonprofit governance, that's the standard practice, and this is a similar model.
Okay,
Because the executive committee, you have your cabinet, and then you have your committee chairs. So they're going to be the people who I think are most informed about that interrelationship between the commission and the needs of the commission and the executive director. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. So we would tentatively put that on the executive committee to facilitate the annual evaluation of the executive director.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you scroll down, Alina? I think we did the ad hocs, right? Is that correct?
I don't
Think
think so.
Wait, let me see.
Okay.
No, we did.
And it's, I mean, the
We did.
ad hoc simply says two things. It says, number one, we can appoint ad hoc committees, and you wouldn't mention an ad hoc committee in the bylaws because they're ad hoc. With the exception of the nominating committee, which is technically an ad hoc committee because it expires when its work is done. And an ad hoc committee isn't required to have open meetings per the Brown Act. And Anyway, so it does two things. It says that the commission can establish an ad hoc committee whenever they have a need for an assigned task. And then a recurring ad hoc committee would be the nominating committee. And we can get to the language there. But its formation is a little bit different than the other committees. So let's go back and do the standing committees, so we can go to the ad hoc committees. Well, first of all, are there any other committees that you think that we need?
No,
Okay.
To what extent is the commission or any committee of the commission going to be involved in the finances of the office? Is it
Uh,
left entirely to the management of the budget that we receive from the city? Is that to be left entirely to the executive director, or is that, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think that it's appropriate for the commission to be involved in that process.
because that's the only other, either separate committee or task assigned to the executive committee, I would
Yeah.
think would be in here. By the way, so, you know, when we formed these this committee and the other ongoing committees, they are named ad hoc committees. This is an ad hoc committee we're in right now.
Right.
And so then there's a training ad hoc committee. And then there's the operating procedures. And I get that although I mean, I know that the idea is to have our standard operating procedures and then go through the process of meet and confer, but I imagine that will evolve over time. And I guess maybe I'm picturing 2 years from now, there's an ad hoc committee is kind of like a task force, right? To address any necessary changes to those procedures at some point in the future.
Well, see, that's what the rules committee would do. And so, so if there are recommended changes to the bylaws after the bylaws committee, ad hoc committee expires, or after the operating procedures committee expires, then the rules would be a standing committee that would look at proposed changes to the bylaws and to our procedures.
Okay.
Okay, then let's go back to the first one. Says the executive committee has continuing jurisdiction over the effective and ethical functioning of the commission. Not quite sure what that means. Kind of a catch-all statement. The chair of this committee is the commission chair. Members of the executive committee are the elected officers and standing committee chairs. Regular meetings of the executive committee may be held monthly at the discretion of the chair. And so we decided to add to that shall have responsibility for facilitating the annual evaluation of the executive director.
yes,
And we want to include advising the executive director with regard to finance and budget issues.
yeah, slow it down so Elena
Yeah,
can
and
get
it's
it down.
Elena, it's not the chair. It's
Sorry.
sure, this
Oh,
sentence,
the
executive committee shall,
executive.
The
sorry,
executive committee shall,
yep,
Okay. It shall have the responsibility for facilitating the annual performance review of the executive director.
I have to take this call. I'll be right back.
annual performance review
Sorry.
of the executive director. Period. Do we want to add that it's as required by the ordinance or as set forth in it?
I don't think we need to.
Okay,
And then maybe a second sentence, the executive committee. Should we say may advise?
yeah, you want to make it permissive?
Yeah,
Yeah, the executive committee may advise.
it may advise the executive director on budget well, finance,
I'll fix that.
finance and budget issues and other,
May advise the executive director on finance,
On
finance,
finance and budget issues.
on executive director, after executive director, just say on finance and budget issues. First fix it. There you go. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, so I think it's delaying. I apologize. I think my Wi-Fi is cutting in and out. Can
Okay.
you see the screen with it fixed?
Yes. Does that look right, Doug?
Okay.
Yeah. So may advise the executive director on finance and budget issues.
Period.
Okay, then the
Yeah.
policy committee shall evaluate recommendations from commission members for improvements to SDPD policy, procedure, training, or administration of discipline of police officers.
So we're going to, the result shall be presented to the full commission, or just the commission, or to the executive committee, or what's the most efficient way to go there?
I would say that they make a recommendation to the commission. So if somebody has a
So the result of the evaluation,
or maybe we ought to say the policy committee shall evaluate recommendations from commission members or members of the public for improvements to SDPD policy, procedure, training, or discipline of peace officers, so that a member of the public can submit a proposal and the committee would evaluate it.
okay, let's say that again more slowly.
Okay.
Where would you stick that? So first
Okay.
sentence is the
Okay,
policy
where
committee
it says shall evaluate recommendations from commission members, or I would say, or members of the community.
Okay, so the first sentence we're gonna leave
Or
alone.
members of-
Well, the first sentence is where I'm suggesting it. The first,
Okay.
the policy committee shall evaluate recommendations from commission members or members of the community, or members of the community.
Is it in capital? Members of-
Yeah, I don't
No.
think members need to be capitalized. I'm not sure
No.
why it's capitalized here.
It should be lowercase.
Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
members of the community. And then am I bringing this one down as well?
No, yes, please.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Commission members stay capitalized.
Okay.
Okay. Then when I think the next sentence is okay, the policy committee can recommend commission action to, wait a second. The policy committee can recommend commission action to forward suggested improvements to the commission act suggested. Yeah, I think that's okay as long as you take out "and the mayor."
Right, the mayor is no longer,
Well, maybe they could, although the ordinance specifically says the chief of police.
right,
And so I would say the chief of police, and
Go ahead, take out the mayor and the mayor, take out and the mayor.
well, we could put improvements to the chief of police. 'Cause it wouldn't be bad to include the mayor. It's just not mandated by the ordinance that we do that, but and with notice to the mayor or something like that, so the mayor knows that we're recommending changes.
yeah, but we normally do that by copying the mayor.
Okay, very good.
I want to go back to the first sentence where it said commission members or members of the community. Shouldn't it say and members of the community? Or and or, because,
Yeah, but it could be either one.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe "and" is fine.
yeah, and members of the community.
Well, if we could talk about that for a second. That was brought up at the last commission meeting the other day as well. To include members of the public, but that's us.
No.
We are the members of the public. We're appointed, we apply for the job. That's us.
It's not just us, though.
Well, right.
And so I guess the issue is that if somebody's not on the commission, but they want to make a suggestion, that would be forwarded to the committee and the committee could look at it.
Or they would take it to their district representative or to their at-large representative, or take it to one of the members of the commission.
Well, I mean, I can speak. I'm thinking that it's fine for a member of the community to make a recommendation on their own, and they don't necessarily have to go through a commissioner to have a.
Okay, well, how will members of the community do that?
Write a
Do we
letter
have
to the
create a
commission.
procedure? Do we have to create a procedure, or?
I don't think so. We could have, I mean, we could have a form. We have a form that we've used in the past for commissioners to suggest a policy change. And that same form could be used by a member of the community. So if somebody contacts the commission and says, I think that the jail intake form should have a box for 2 signatures, then that could be referred to the committee and they could use the same form as the commissioners use.
Okay, so we aren't going to suggest a procedure for the community to make their recommendations in this document.
No.
We're just
No.
going to say they can do it. And that's it.
Yep.
Okay. I
Um,
continue my objection, but I'll vote for getting this completed.
yeah. In policy committee, the sentence right where your cursor, my cursor is, right in the middle, it says the policy committee can recommend commission action. Can we say may? We're using can and may interchangeably, and it should be may. If it's
Yeah, May is fine. Okay.
wait, the policy committee may recommend commission action.
We can strike that last sentence.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and I think that is included in all the committees, and so we can strike it as we go through. Okay, and then the continuing education and training committee.
You're right. It's in every single one.
Mhm.
Seems
I
to me
don't
that's
think we
just sort of
need to define-
implied.
I don't think we need to define how often any of these committees meet.
Right.
Okay.
That's sort of implied.
I agree.
Would you like me to take this one out for the executive committee or leave it
Well,
as is?
No, that one I think should change because I think the chair should decide that.
Sure.
But
So
I think
take away
So
the
take
take away
Yeah,
the monthly
leave that one
requirement.
there, but let's take the rest of them out.
because rest of them
Okay.
don't suggest how often they meet.
Maybe held monthly. How about go back to the executive committee? And how about regular meetings of the executive committee? Maybe held monthly at the, or how about shall be held at the discretion of the chair? It's worded very,
Yeah, it's dumb.
yeah, let's think about this sentence for a minute.
Regular
sorry.
meeting, executive committee.
I'm
Regular
sorry,
meetings-
which sentence are we looking at?
The regular meetings of the executive committee.
And then
sentence, it's oddly worded.
how about something like executive committee meetings? Do we want to put the monthly requirement or no?
Well, this
No.
is actually a requirement because it's at the discretion of the chair. But I think that the intent was to establish it as a committee that, met on a regular basis.
I think we can add or after monthly, held monthly or at the discretion of the chair.
Okay, then that means that
Pretty
it's going to
good.
be held. Did you say or
or held monthly or at the discretion of the chair? Or just eliminate monthly? Held monthly,
Well-
held at the discretion of the chair?
That gives the chair the power to set more frequent or less frequent meetings. Is that what we want to do?
I would say yes.
Okay,
Regular meetings of the executive committee.
I thought we liked the or.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Leave monthly and just add or after monthly.
monthly,
Oh,
comma, or. There you go.
Okay, that's good.
Well,
You don't like that?
I don't like the may. I think
True.
either it says regular meetings of the executive committee shall be at the discretion of the chair, or regular committee meetings. You see what I
Right.
mean? Like,
I would substitute shall for may.
it,
Of
well,
course,
it
that's
did say
mandatory
may.
language, and then we're giving them discretion, which kind of defeats the purpose.
I think that it is awkward, but I think that the intent is to kind of set an expectation that this is a committee that's going to meet monthly.
Why don't we
The ch-
just use that language? The expectation is that the executive committee will meet monthly.
Yeah, or you could say that our regular meetings of the executive committee are normally held monthly. I don't like that language either.
Are to be held monthly.
Then you might as well have shall.
Well said.
Regular meetings of the executive committee shall be held monthly or at the discretion of the chair. That
Yeah.
means the chair can say, let's skip this month. There's nothing to do. But if you want to say that the intent is the executive committee should meet regularly, then you leave the shall in there. If not, you say the executive committee shall meet at the discretion of the chair. But
It is expected that the executive committee will meet monthly unless,
I think the way Bonnie did it was fine.
okay,
Um,
restate it, Bonnie.
yes, that's right. Put the shall in. I think that if the idea is we're expecting that this committee is going to meet monthly, but the chair can waive that or have it meet more frequently.
Exactly.
I think is what we're saying. And that is regular meetings of the executive committee regular meetings of the executive committee shall be held monthly or at the discretion of the chair. And that gives the chair the discretion to meet more frequently or less frequently if need be. But it creates an expectation with the shall, in my opinion.
I like Bonnie's
But
suggestion.
see, I like it too, but I don't like this. Shall is mandatory language. You're saying you must meet monthly. But
Sure.
the chair doesn't really want to that month, then you don't have to.
Correct. There are definitely like the holidays, for example, right? Maybe there's simply no reason to meet. That you're giving the chair discretion to cancel that monthly meeting. Let's say there's a month where you need 3 meetings, you're giving the chair to add. So I feel like you're setting the expectation and also creating the flexibility for the chair.
Unless at the discretion of the chair, the
Fewer
frequency of
words,
meetings
fewer
should change.
words. It's
I agree.
bylaws.
I know, but we want it to be clear.
I think it is. Executive committee shall.
We've got too many attorneys on this committee.
We want clarity. I agree with you. Brevity is great. But we also want clarity. Well, let's leave it like that.
I'm sure these bylaws are going to be picked apart a little bit by the larger body at some point.
Yeah, that's fine.
Policy committee shall evaluate.
Okay, and then the we need to add a sentence to the continuing education committee that says committee shall design and facilitate a training program for new members.
I gotta show you guys, there's two members of the public monitoring us closely. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them?
Dogs, little
Yeah,
dogs.
they got, yeah,
See,
they're keeping a
now
close eye
you-
on me.
now you understand.
I thought you were serious. And I went to look for Christmas tab and go, I don't see anybody.
No. Alec, you totally get it. Those are the members of the public. We're the commissioners.
They're staring at me nonstop is the point. They're monitoring our activity. They're listening and monitoring.
Well, he's the watchdog.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's two there. The little one is the neighbor's niece's dog, and the other one is my wife's dog. But anyway, I'm sorry to digress like
That's
that.
okay. So then going on to the Training and Education Committee,
Well, first we should add training to
To
the
the first sentence.
yes, I mean, maybe make that the first sentence, the training, well, the committee, we don't, well, I guess the others say the full name of the committee. So the
do.
Training and Continuing Education Committee shall design and also shall create and implement a training program for new commission members. How does that sound?
I'm sorry, I think I got confused. Is this is a brand new sentence?
A brand new sentence, but put it at the very first
I
part of
see.
it. So the first sentence would now, yeah, well, say that the Training and Education, well, the Training and Education Committee, the Training and Continuing Education Committee. Okay,
It's all one committee now, Aline.
okay.
Yeah, there
So
you
the
go.
Training and
Okay.
Committee shall,
The first sentence is just take out the continuing.
yeah, well, shall
It-
create, yeah, shall should we use, I don't know whether create or develop is a better word, maybe develop, shall develop and implement a training program for new commission members.
Oh my gosh, yeah, sorry, guys. Okay, develop and implement.
Yeah, a training program for new commission members. Okay,
Okay,
and then the next one, you can take out the whole name, just put the committee.
Okay.
Maybe if it also arranges. presence.
Will arrange.
Okay,
will arrange.
Mhm.
presentations on subjects of interest at the open meetings of the commission.
Should this be changed? I know you changed this last time. So
Yes,
Is this regular
catch.
business?
Mhm.
Well, let me see, is it no, because I would keep it. Well, go ahead and put regular members meetings, because we would do it in open session, because we can't do a training in closed session, so that's fine. At regular business meetings of the commission, and then the
And then the committee.
yeah, we don't need to put the whole title each time, that's too many words. The committee.
Oh.
Okay. Also arranges additional training opportunities and field trips for the commission. Okay, how does that sound?
nice.
And then community outreach, the Community Outreach Committee supports the commission's outreach and education objectives. At community events and informational meetings. I wonder whether we ought to beef that up a little bit,
Yeah, you can take out the last sentence.
right?
Yeah, I think that the committee has a responsibility to, keep the public informed about commission activities.
Sorry, I'm in mute.
Yeah, well, and also um,
Community outreach.
we want to facilitate two-way communications. We not only want to
I like the word shall. In the first sentence, the Community Outreach Committee shall support the commission's outreach and educational objectives. I actually think we should put a period there. We don't need to say at community events and informal meetings. It's like, duh. But I also agree with you that the Community Outreach Committee should also be like the conduit of for input, from members of the public, to the commission or something like that.
so
What
gonna
were
make
you
the-
What were you getting at, Doug, about beefing it up?
well, for example, there is in the ordinance, which I don't have in front of me at the moment, a requirement to hold community forums.
Mhm.
And so to not only, well, the point I'm making is that the Community Outreach Committee should be involved not only in providing information to the public about what the commission does, but also to get feedback from the public regarding the work of the commission.
Mhm.
So we want them to report back on feedback they receive, or to solicit feedback, or
I say, yeah, to solicit feedback.
Shall support the commission's outreach and educational objectives.
so the committee shall solicit community
And
feedback.
I think we can take out, as Bonnie said, at community events and informational meetings, shall support.
It'll be like how it happens will be like TBD, because it will be on social media. It'll be at.
Yeah, objectives to, how about objectives to inform the public about the work of the commission
Mhm.
and to seek feedback from the community.
The committee- Sorry,
Sorry, was it feedback from the community? Or feedback?
Feedback regarding the work of the commission
There you go.
or the commission's work. Sorry, the commission's work.
Is it? I don't know, my brain is foggy right now.
Yes,
Okay,
you got it.
thank you.
I don't know that the second "to" is necessary right before the word seek.
Oops.
Community Outreach Committee shall support the commission's outreach and educational objectives to inform the public about the work of the commission and seek feedback regarding the commission's. This might be a little clearer if we say the commission's, shall support the commission's outreach and educational objectives and seek feedback regarding the commission's work. Like, the work of the commission is in there twice and it doesn't need to be. Does that make sense?
But what about inform the public?
How about so inform the
Before
public?
Yeah, sorry, if you get rid of about the work of the commission.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe to inform the public and get feedback about the work of the commission.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so to inform the public and
Seek feedback.
and receive feedback about the work of the commission.
Receive or seek?
Seek.
Yeah, I think we should leave seeking.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on that one?
No.
Okay, let's move on to the Rules Committee. Rules Committee shall evaluate recommendations from commission members for amendments to these bylaws, to special rules of order, to standing rules, and other operational procedures. The Rules Committee is responsible to ensure that a proposed amendment does not violate or conflict with any existing provision in these bylaws or other rules that govern the commission. The result of the evaluation shall be presented to the commission. And then take out meets at the discretion of the Rules Committee chair.
Agreed.
And by the way, I like the process of having the committee evaluate and a recommendation, but be required to present all recommendations to the full commission, so the committee doesn't have the ability on its own to kill something. And so, I mean, the evaluation could be that we don't like it, but it ought to at least go to the full commission if a commissioner presents it. Okay, and then the well, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, and then the recruitment committee. So we take out the word "and training." The recruitment committee supports activities to recruit new members for the commission, to inform interested individuals about the commission. Take out to provide training to members, to interview prospective
Yeah, take that out.
Yep.
Very good.
How about to interview prospective commission members and make recommendations to the city council, and make nominations to the city council.
Yeah, what you had said earlier was interview and select nominees to recommend to the city council.
Perfect.
It's prospective, not perspective. Can you say that again, Alec? What Doug has?
To interview prospective commission members, take out A.
Okay.
And what Doug said was included, which included, don't type this yet, included interviewing and selecting nominees to recommend to the city council.
Yeah, that's good language.
To review prospective members and, or period, and then, how do you want to phrase that?
Actually, maybe without a period, and to review prospective members.
To interview and select nominees to recommend to the city council.
And to interview prospective members and
interview
prospective members and nominate and recommend. What language did I use before? It sounded good when I said before.
Interviewing and selecting nominees to recommend to the city council.
Okay, I like that.
Interviewing and selecting nominees to recommend to the city council.
To interview members and
Is that in place of? So interview, it's
no,
interview.
And to interview prospective members and
select nominees to recommend to the city council.
Yeah, and select the nominees to recommend to the city council. So it'd be an and. So we interview them as part of their duties, and then you would okay, and then we can take out the last sentence again.
And I've got 2 minutes till 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't, the word support has been in here a number of times, and most of the time we have either stricken it or done like a shall support, like up under community outreach.
Yeah.
I'm fine with shall support.
Yeah, in the first line there, no, back to recruitment. In the first line, it'll be shall support.
Instead of supports.
Shall support.
Sorry, where?
In section F,
Oh, here.
There- yeah,
there you go, right
Right there.
there. Shall support.
yeah, take off the S's and support, so it shall support.
Yeah, but I almost
Yes.
feel like what should happen is that committee should be like be developing procedures or developing protocols for recruiting new members to the commission. This is awkwardly written. The beginning of this is awkwardly
It's a terribly, terribly awful run-on sentence.
written.
Okay,
To inform of the commission,
so
I
support,
don't even know what
support
we
activities.
mean by support.
take out the and to at the, where it says inform interested individuals about the commission and to, take out the and to. Where it says and to interview, take out the and to. So it's going to read, inform interested individuals about the commission, interview prospective commission members, and select nominees to recommend to city council.
Yep,
Comma.
with that comma, yep. Yes.
Do you have a better word than supports?
It's really like shall engage in activities too, shall
I agree.
promote,
Wait, no, isn't that an administrative director kind of a thing?
shall promote, shall develop protocols or procedures to recruit.
Yeah, well, but they might also recruit. In other words, you might have the recruitment committee individually go out to community meetings and make a presentation, or to staff a table at a community meeting and so forth. And so,
I feel like this one still needs some work.
So who are we supporting?
That's my point, is I don't think support meets.
so that's why I like your word engage. Shall
Okay,
engage in activities.
Yeah, sure.
Shall engage in activities to recruit, and then take out the word supports, because you're right. It's
Nope.
Nice.
That.
shall
Shall engage
engage.
in activities to recruit new members for the commission.
To inform interested individuals about the commission.
Interview prospective members and select nominees.
Yes.
Yep.
Put the word back. I would
Sorry.
keep the word. Do you want to have the word to before interview? I guess you
Here?
don't need to. It's repetitive.
It's repetitive.
Okay.
Shall engage, shall, get rid of the to right before inform,
Inform. Here.
right there. So the way it is the committee shall engage in activities, and then the way that it reads in terms of construct is shall inform. I'm not saying you type shall, I'm just saying, and shall select, right? So that's really the modifier, right, is shall. So the recruitment committee shall engage in activities to recruit new members for the commission, inform interested individuals about the commission, and interview prospective commission members and select nominees to recommend to the city council. Yeah, I think that's much better. And it's a lot.
Do you want me to take out the red line just for a second to see what it looks like?
Sure.
I don't know if that's easier. Just, oh, was that? Where were we?
There you are.
Are we still here?
Yeah,
we're-
right there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Shall engage in activities to recruit new members to the commission, inform of the commission, interview prospective commission members, and select nominees to recommend to the city council. That looks good to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aside from an extra space after the comma right before interview. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's now
Oh, we're over
5:03. Do we want to stop here?
Yes.
Okay. I usually save these and then save and send to Mark. Should I just send it to all of you?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll do that.
Great.
Okay, then is the
Going
I
up
guess
to ad hoc. Okay.
I won't be
Okay.
available next Thursday. I have to travel for work, and then we have Thanksgiving. But go ahead.
I wonder whether or not I'll be gone next week at NACOL. And so if both Bonnie and I are gone, do you want to go ahead and meet with Just the three of you with,
Mark, maybe?
I was gonna say Octavio, Al and Mark. Or do you want to wait until, I'm guessing we probably don't want to meet on the day before Thanksgiving?
No,
All right, Alec, you're on mute.
I prefer to have you participating, Doug, so we should wait when you're participating. Because you've been through this, you know,
Okay,
so
Then,
we'll just bump it till after Thanksgiving.
okay, then I guess the next meeting would be after Thanksgiving, if we could put that in the minutes.
Okay.
And then as I guess the designated chair pro tempore of this committee, I will adjourn the meeting.
all right.